So what do you look in a mortgage loan officer? Before you meet the loan officer, you should know what kind of documents are needed to do a loan. And you should expect them to ask for those documents up front. If they are leaving some documents with you to take it later as the underwriter asks those things for, the chances are your loan will be delayed. So you should expect them to ask you your income documents for last 2 years. If you are employed, then W-2s for last 2 years of all the jobs you're doing. If you are self-employed, then your tax returns. If you are sole proprietor, then your 1040s for last 2 years. If your company is if you're working as an incorporation or LLC, 1065 for LLC, and tax return for corporation. You should expect them to ask you these things to provide upfront. And most of the loan officers, they do. And like if you're employed, pay stubs along with the W-2s. Bank statements. The bank statements, the banks need to see where you are getting your down payment from. It has to be seasoned for at least 2 months with no large deposits there. If you have any large deposit and if you have any explanation for that and proof, you need to take it with you. That's what you need to expect them to ask you, where this money came from, and you should be ready to answer that, because this is an underwriting thing and they will not approve your loan without that, no matter what. Once they run your credit, you expect them to ask you about your credit inquiries. If they don't ask for that, it will come back to you later. So might as well give all the information right up front, because once the underwriter approved the file and put one condition, to that condition, that will take some time to remove, because every time the file goes back to the underwriting, they have their own schedule to look at the file. They won't look at your file right away, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 6 days. So you don't want that to happen. Your goal should be, file should go to the underwriting and come back clear. Most of the cases, there are always some conditions, but make those conditions to be minimum as possible. And that's what you should expect your loan officer to ask all these documents from you. Any explanations for those deposits, any explanations for those credit inquiries, any explanation if you have a break in the job, if you have unemployment, or if you are seasonal employer, or if you are on disability and going back to the work, you need to have all those explanations ready for the underwriting to be reviewed. If you are an immigrant, take your copy of the green card, front and back page, copy of the Social Security for them to review, because they will ask for everything later. If you have a divorce situation, take your divorce decree with you. If you have, let's say, bankruptcy, they don't do the loans for the bankruptcy, but at least 4 years, or depends upon, the lender. Take that documentation with you, because everything you're gonna put for later, more chances are your loan will be delayed. And that's what we do here. We ask you everything up front. We won't even start your loan until we have last piece of the document. So if you want a good loan officer to finish your loan on time, provide them all the documents even before they start and lock your loan. Thank you for watching.